As fall sets in, the window for backpacking trips in the north gets smaller with each passing day. My son and I set out for a trip to Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, hoping to catch the last of the great weather in October. The trip there included a drive of several hours where we parked our vehicle at the finish line and took a shuttle to the starting point. The 42.4-mile hike would span over 4 days and 3 nights. Our route would take us east to west, from the city of Grand Marais to the city of Munising, generally following the shoreline of Lake Superior. Our first day was 7 miles from the Grand Sable Visitor Center to the Au Sable East camping zone. What the heck does that arrow mean? There's a road here, but the road just goes straight. I have no idea. We're just gonna walk this way and figure it out. But we just climbed down from up there off the road because we looked and we found a trail here. We're not sure what's going on, but that sign made no sense. It didn't look like there was any trail in that little parking area, so we're on a trail. Not sure which one it is, but it should be the right one. Made it to camp. Beautiful hike today, a little over 7 miles and mostly flat and great trail conditions. Pretty cool the last part, walking along the lake was really nice. It's beautiful out here, it's fantastic. Great hike so far. Walking along, and what is this? This is not camping. This is glamping. You've got 2 walls in a privy here. Amazing. Living a life of luxury today, folks. Well, we're about to get started. I did not get a chance to video too much last night because there were some other people here. It's kind of a community fire ring, community campsite type thing, and I didn't want to bother them with the camera. But we met some cool folks, a couple guys from India, 2 guys from Ann Arbor. Everybody here is pretty cool. Nice night, had a little campfire with the group, chatted for a while, nice dinner, and then off to bed. The wind picked up like crazy last night and it's super windy today. There's gale warnings on the lake. 11.8 miles today. We're off, gonna have a great hike. and we'll check in throughout the day. This stuff right here is called wintergreen. It's got these green waxy leaves and red berries on it. This stuff is pretty sweet because if you take the leaves and you break them apart, it smells exactly like wintergreen lifesavers. So if you ever see stuff like this, check it out. We just got into camp, did 11.8 miles today, and we got in here just as it started to rain, and we ran down, got our water filled up in Lake Superior, and it was awesome hiking today. Just magnificent, flat trail, gorgeous hardwoods, views along the lake were unbelievable. This is some of my favorite hiking I've ever done here. It's just awesome. We're probably going to be hunkered down in our tents for a long time because it's supposed to rain for several hours, maybe even till dark. So probably just read a book, relax, and then hopefully be able to cook dinner in the daylight. But if not, we'll have to wait till it dries out. But this is such a great place. Love it here. Still raining. Went out because I had to go to the bathroom really bad. And when you have to pee and you hear all those raindrops, that doesn't help. So I got my raincoat on, put my flip-flops on, went out and took care of it. Checked out Callan's tent. Two things. One, it's underwater. Half of it is probably under 2 inches of water. The other thing, the zipper on this rain fly broke about halfway up. So the water's just running down next to his tent, and it's just a mess. He said it's dry on the inside so far, which is good, because we don't want to get wet when it's going to be chilly at night. But holy cow, we're both really hungry, and we want to go cook dinner, but it's just pouring out yet. Well, I guess we'll just rest up until it stops. The rain was ridiculous. Callan's tent got soaked on the inside. He was able to keep his sleeping bag and his clothes dry, but pretty much everything else in there was soaked. Mine stayed pretty dry, except for the dirt that got in there from splashing up. It was nuts. It's just a mess inside. We were cooking dinner. There's this little mouse that was trying to get in my tent, and I went to go in my tent, and Callan said, "Look out!" He had run up the spine of my tent on top, and I looked up, he was like 2 inches from my face. He was going to try to jump on top of my hat. It was pretty nuts. And we were chasing him the whole night. When Callan went into his tent, he was actually in his vestibule trying to get inside his tent. He was adorable, but a little bit on the annoying side, but he never did chew into any of our stuff or anything. Things are starting to dry out. It's really sunny right now, so we're pretty excited about today's hike. Just have some really cool stuff to go through. So looking forward to it. So this right here is like a turkey tail type fungus, and people would say, well, how do you know it's a turkey tail? Well, when you're in these like national areas that are publicly funded, if you know where to touch it, like right there, you can pop up that little hologram showing what the fungus is. And then when you're done with it, because they have limited battery power, make sure you shut it off. Anybody in the outdoors should know that LNT stands for Leave No Trace, but I guess it can also stand for Leave No Tent either. Apparently somebody did not get the memo. This was our lunch spot today. Pretty spectacular view for eating lunch, that's for sure. Here's a patch of caribou moss. This stuff is edible. I've never tried it, but I did see a guy eating it for survival on the show Alone. The trail goes right along the beach here. Pretty good view. We still have a couple miles to go, but it's starting to rain, and the radar looks like it's going to be raining for hours and fairly heavy at times. So I'm going to put the camera away and put the rain gear on and finish out our trip. Looks like we're finally there. Alan just wiped out about 5 minutes ago and slipped in the mud and fell, but he's all right. Oh, that didn't work out.